did want us to start with though, man, because we do got not a lot, but we got some stuff we wanted to get on, man. But briefly want to talk about the fact that over the weekend, man, we did have that UFC 274, man. I enjoyed it. It was a mixed bag for me though, bro. Now I know you said you tuned in, man.
I actually tuned in.
Yeah, man. What was your thoughts on some of this stuff, man? Like, I was excited, but like I said, I definitely had a little bit of snooze fest on that main card, man, for one of them.
Well, yeah, obviously the middle one with the ladies fighting.
Yeah, Rose Namajunas and Carla Esparza. Yeah, that was,
It was really bad.
Was that
the worst you've ever seen? Because I heard Rogan talking about how there was a couple in the past it's similar to.
So Daniel Lewis, excuse me. Oh my goodness. I'm tripping. Him and Francis Ngannou.
Okay.
They got it. They two knockout are supposed to be going into the Black Beast versus, Ngannou, and it was like neither one of them were trying to engage.
Really?
It was a bunch of just you're like, bruh. But this one was definitely like, to me, I think the worst one.
They did that all 5 rounds though too. They did it similar to this.
This one to me, I think was worse than that though, bro. Because I still felt like the energy was still crazy high because you knew both of these dudes could take each other's head off
with one punch.
Right. So it's like, okay, I give you a little bit more understanding with that. Whereas with this one, I'm just like, Rose didn't need to be fearful of Carla. When she was taken down, she hopped right back up. She clearly was the harder hitter. You could see Carla every time she would hit her face, she would wear it. So I'm just like, I don't understand like why she was so just laissez-faire and nonchalant in there and just willing to stay on the outside. And then you hear the corner people like, yo, yeah, man, you're doing great. They're booing you. That's what you want. I'm like, bro, no, it is not. Yeah, I just didn't understand it, man. Could not understand it, man.
Yeah, so that one wasn't good. What did you think of the decision?
I was fine with the decision because to me, I thought that as a whole, neither engaged as much as they should have. But to me, Carla was definitely the aggressor. Carla stayed in the center the whole time. Carla was the one taking the shots. Carla was still, even though it wasn't a ton of action, Carla was still the one that was.
Rose really only had the last 20 seconds.
That was it. So for me, I'm like, why would I be surprised that they gave it to Carla? I'm like,
because I think everyone had Carla for the first 4 rounds.
Yes.
And then if you want to give Rose the last 20-second part,
yeah. But I'm like, that 20 seconds, even if you give her that round, that does not take over everything else that we saw. So that was kind of like my thought process with it, man. But I was not.
That's just a really interesting way to lose the belt.
Yeah.
Huh?
It sucks.
It doesn't feel like Carla won it.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna pick between the two, sure.
Well, and when it comes to UFC, it's not this, narrative like how it is in boxing where you gotta, to be the champ, you gotta beat the champ. It's like, bro, go in there. We not hearing none of this nonsense. Like, man, we're gonna score this round by round and we're gonna go on about our business. So to me, I just, like I said, I don't understand like why Rose was like that, especially when Rose is a dominant and exciting fighter. Like, I've never seen Rose in a fight like that, bro. Like, never. And she didn't went in there with some killers, like real killers. And she done came out of that thing. You like, bro, how? So to see that, I'm just like, Carla's a great fighter in her own right, champion, 2-time now. But it's like, to me, I thought she showed her way too much respect, man. The takedown wasn't going to be like that, man. Yeah.
That was the one fight a lot of people were saying was the gimme for being.
It's supposed to have been, yeah.
Just back and forth.
Yeah.
It was going to be really exciting. Like that was like the guarantee, right?
Yeah, it was supposed to be.
You didn't know what the other two were going to be exactly.
Chandler and Ferguson, that was going to be one as well. Because Ferguson can scrap when he goes, and somebody's going to be bleeding. And held true. And we knew what Michael Chandler.
Just a little too short.
Well, and yes, but electric in the ending though. The front
I couldn't
kick,
believe it,
bro.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen the like still photos? I thought it was a meme when they were showing Tony Ferguson's face.
It looked like a potato,
dude. And it was like, no, this is legit. This is how he looked in the moment when he got kicked, bro. It was the craziest thing I ever seen, man.
Ferguson looked good coming out.
No, he definitely did.
Right at the beginning, you were like, oh man, he might win it. But then he had a takedown right before the end of the first. And it was like, oh no, the tide's turning on this.
But you saw him slice him up though. He hit him with an elbow, and it was like, all right. And this the other thing with Tony. Tony can fight extremely well off his back, very similar to Charles Oliveira. So it was like, yo, Sam getting taken down. I'm like, all right, we know he can still get busy off his back. But bro, I was not expecting that front kick. Holy, like, bro, I'm sitting down there watching the drink. Got my middle girl with me, and she's like falling asleep. Bro, when he kicked him in the face, I jumped up scared to half to death. I was just so hyped in the moment, like, yo! And Tony has never been knocked out. So to see that in that fashion, it was crazy, bro.
The last fight?
Yeah. That was the one.
Gaethje
that was
just
the
got
one, bro.
Outclassed.
That was the one right there, man.
Just simply got outclassed. You were right.
Yeah, that's the
100%
one.
right.
That's the one, bro. We said though that if Gaethje could touch him, I wouldn't be surprised if he knocked him out. And he's setting down. But
yeah, he had a couple nice hits.
But the difference is though, like Oliveira, man, his ground game is insane. That's why you notice he didn't want to engage him on the ground. But dude, the whole narrative what we're talking about in terms of like the heart, you know, him being a fighter and having that like no quit mentality versus early on in his career where he would have some, you know, one a flat out quit, the other one's kind of questionable, like, bro, are you like, what's going on here? Telling you, man, that narrative is done, bro. This dude, like, he fighting like how I like. This is why I like my Brazilian fighters, bro. Like, oh, for the favelas, dude, Bronx. I love it, bro. Had me going, man.
He said McGregor next.
He said McGregor because that's the money fight. That's why Michael Chandler called him out as well.
Dude,
but at the same time,
McGregor right now. I'm a McGregor guy,
sure?
but McGregor's done, man.
You sure? Also, this is the thing, though. I don't think that, you know, just because those guys have been more active, but Conor can still match up well with Chandler. I don't like him versus Oliveira. I like him a lot versus
Oliveira versus McGregor.
The only way it works for Oliveira is if he knocks him out because he can hit Oliveira, as you saw. Oliveira will get hit. Same with Michael Chandler. And we've seen, you know, when Conor connects at times, he does have put you to sleep power. Now, at the bigger weight class, it's been a little bit different. That's why it's interesting when you heard one guy's want to fight at 170, one guy wants to fight at 155. Big difference. Conor at 155, 145, that's when Conor was lights out. That's when Conor was knocking out Jose Aldo and all that type of stuff. Conor at 170, it hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows. That's where you got your Nate Diaz a couple of times. That's where you've I forgot who else was he fighting at 170. He fought, oh man, it was one other dude I'm thinking of when he fought like a little bit heavier, and it was just like it didn't look the same for Conor versus when he's fighting at the lighter weights. That's usually when he's, you know, just a lot more electric and stuff. But dude, have you seen Conor walking around right now?
No.
Conor's thick, bro. Like, he's jacked. Like, he's not fat, but he's thick.
Is he thinking about this specific matchup?
I don't know.
Like, what's his best move? Because
170 or higher?
Isn't there a Dustin rematch that's out there potentially?
Yeah. But I don't want to see him fight Dustin again, man. Nah.
What do you want to see?
I want to see him hop in there with Michael Chandler, personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he's enough on the route. You think?
Right. Because I don't think he should go in there and get a title fight. And that's why I don't want to see him versus Oliveira. I want to see, I'm stuck with Islam Makhachev as well because I'm like, I feel like he should get a shot. But at the same time, I do want to see him fight a top 5, top 3 dude. But at the same time, it's like, I feel like he's the most, you know, ready in terms of the list of guys that have already been beaten, you know. So that's kind of like my thought process with that, bro.
Yeah.
Then they also said Conor could fight Nate Diaz. I seen that coming back up. Them guys going back and forth. Dude, that was the money fight, though. For a fact, though, Nate Diaz is a fan favorite. He sells. Conor McGregor, megastar. He sells. That would do numbers. I can assure you it will do numbers, bro. And that's what it's all about. That's why they keep calling Conor out. Even though I think at the end of the day, Michael Chandler and Charles Oliveira will both beat Conor McGregor right now. Those are the fights to sell. And they know that they could beat Conor. But that's the money fight. That's the money fight, bro. Don't no one sell it the way Conor sell it, man. You know that.
Yeah. Overall, I thought, it was a disappointment. I'd say it was a disappointment. I was really impressed with how Chandler knocked out Ferguson and also Oliveira. Just how he fought. I was like,
dude, I love his
I don't think I've ever seen him fight. I think that was the first time I've seen him fight.
Gritty. Super
I don't know if
now,
anyone's beaten him.
Super gritty.
I don't know who's out there, but with how he fought, he might be at the peak right here.
What are your thoughts, though, on him losing the belt, though? He was overweight, bro.
I don't know what to think.
He was overweight, man. How'd you feel about it? Because I've seen some people, they're like, you know, it's 0.5 pounds. That shouldn't matter. Others are like, yo, it's a title fight. That's why you have a weight limit. He was above it. So, you know, he had to lose the belt.
I don't really have much of an opinion. Just maybe because I haven't been as invested into sport to know the exact context of what all that means. Feels kind of cheap, you know, 0.5 pounds. But then I'm also wondering, like, how couldn't he drop that within an hour? Can you puke or something?
But the thing was, he had already been cutting weight. So
I'm sure that would have affected him for the fight. Maybe. Right, that's what I was wondering. You think like if he would have,
because that's happened to Khabib before. Nurmagomedov. He was supposed to fight Tony Ferguson. No, he was supposed to fight Max Holloway, and he was cutting weight, and ended up getting sick behind it. Yeah, that happens. Absolutely.
What if he just would have? Like, I'm assuming he was fine, but what if he just, stick a thumb in your throat and just puke up real quick,
bro? Like, if you already done drop. These dudes be dropping like 15, 20 pounds, man. Some even more than that.
After you weigh in, throw the IVs on or whatever you got to do.
Yeah, that's a lot though, bro. Like, so just imagine, right? You've already dropped like 20 pounds. And now we're like, hey, you need to drop 2 more pounds. Then it's like, all right, now you need to drop a half a pound. You're like, bruh, I have nothing else to give you. I'm about to die. Like the weight cut, and that's why they talk about like they want to get it out the sport in a sense, because it is very detrimental to these guys' health, and it can, potentially cause them to have long-term and short-term risks.
Is he going up 20 pounds for the fight anyway? That's usually what it is. You drop it, but once you weigh in, you're good, and then he can go up to as much as you want.
Mm-hmm. What's the
difference typically?
But they're talking about trying to, dude, it could be 20 pounds sometimes.
It legit could be 20 pounds. But they're talking
about trying to put a cap on that as well, making them weigh in the day of to see how far up you are. And if you're too high, then you need to bump up to the next weight class. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see with them, man. But yeah, dude. Definitely was interesting, man. But I like I said, I enjoyed 2 of the main fights, man. Yeah, the card as a whole, bro.
That was my problem. I was impressed by both the fighters that won, and the third one, and also in the main event one.
And it felt a lot quicker because of that snooze fest in between. I feel like if it wasn't the snooze fest, it would have been different. And no Cowboy on the card also, man. He got the stomach bug, bro. Said he had food poisoning.
See, I only saw the last 3. I didn't even know if he fought or not. I was going to ask you how did Cerrone.
Said he had food poisoning, man. So they say he's supposed to fight. They're supposed to schedule that for next month. So
okay,
yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. But shout out to the UFC people out there, though, man. I definitely enjoyed it.